What is up everyone, Bigjuicyhog here, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Since I've been playing so much Cyberpunk, I wanted to do a little bit of lore on one of the characters and maybe some more in the future if you guys are into it. So without further ado, we're going to get into the lore behind Johhny Silverhand. Johhny Silverhand, originally born as Robert John Linder, is a very well-known and influential artist in America. An ex-US military veteran who defined the rocker boy movement to what it is today. He was the lead singer of the band Samurai and one of the most prominent figures that fought against the corrupted US government and the mega corporations. Johhny concentrates most of his anger to the Arasaka Corporation due to them kidnapping his girlfriend, leading to her supposed death, which may or may not have been his fault. He's charismatic and quite the charmer. However, Johhny is also known to be irrational, impulsive, and a manipulator, often being described as a terrorist. Johhny has a temper and seems to always be on edge, mostly due to his history in the Central American conflict. His dedication and ambitions are what keep him going, but at the end of the day, he doesn't care much for the people around him as long as they are used to accomplish his goals. In 2077, Johhny is still as ambitious as ever. He has his own agenda he wants to accomplish and plans to use V to get to it. It's up to you whether Johhny is to be trusted or not. Biography in the 2000s. Robert John Linder was born November 16, 1988 and later enlisted into the US military at a young age, and it didn't take long to see some action. Central American conflict started in the 2000s. The conflict was devastating as the war was run by a corrupt and manipulative government. However, when their secrets were exposed, many of the American soldiers dropped their banners as they fought back by deserting the military. The government used its influence to create a powerful propaganda campaign to make the American public hate deserters. John was also one of the men who decided he couldn't fight a corrupt war that ultimately led to him losing his arm. He went back home to Night City and began his life anew. The military and the war had changed his life forever. To forget his past, he even changed his name to Johhny Silverhand. His last name would represent the cybernetic arm that replaced his already missing limb. Johhny began his mission of rebellion to expose corruption by starting a band. The name of the band was Samurai. Johhny started his band with his friend Kerry Uridine, originally only playing in the backstreet clubs. In 2003, while playing in a bar called Rainbow Cadenza, a producer by the name of Jack Masters discovered them and signed them up with Universal Recording. Samurai was comprised of the co-founders Johhny and Kerry, as well as Denny, Nancy / Belle Isis, and Henry. His music became revolutionary, starting the rocker boy movement and becoming an overnight sensation. He rose to the top of the US charts in record time with his band. However, despite their success, Samurai struggled as personal issues made it to the surface. Keyboard player Nancy was in an abusive relationship at the time. She reached a point where she couldn't take any more abuse and pushed her abusive boyfriend out a window. After the NCPD discovered the body, she was arrested and taken to prison. Without her, Samurai struggled and finally split up in 2008. Johhny Silverhand was still one of the most popular musicians at the time. Planned to use his star power to begin a solo career and continue to push his anti-corporation and anti-government message. DBS Music wanted to sign him so desperately that they blackmailed him, threatening to reveal his true identity as a deserter of the Central American conflict. Instead, Johhny Silverhand signed with Universal Music again and released an entire album called Sins of Your Brothers, admitting that he was a deserter, and revealing all the terrible things the government ordered. The album was wildly successful and changed public perception of what it meant to be a deserter. In 2013, after a concert, Johhny went on a walk with his girlfriend, Alt Cunningham, when she was suddenly kidnapped by gangers hired by the mega corporation Arasaka. Alt, in the company of Toshiro, was treated to a drink and told she was a valuable asset to the corporation. They wanted her to develop a software called the Soul Killer that would be able to download any netrunner's mind. It was dangerous software that would have killed anyone whose brain they wanted to download that she previously developed for employers at ITS. Johhny made a plan that required precise timing. He gathered a strike team to infiltrate the Arasaka offices so that he could save Alt. On top of that, he called in a favor from all the members of his old band. Samurai gathered together and performed an entirely free show. The show was right in front of Arasaka Tower in Night City. This led to a riot on the tower as troops were called in to control the situation. In the panic, Toshiro used the Soul Killer on Alt when the assault took place. Johhny and team consisted of his ex-girlfriend Rogue and media reporter Thompson infiltrated the tower while Alt was still trapped in the computer trying to get back to her body. The team made it to the bar where Toshiro, Akira, and Alt were. Johhny looked over Alt's body and presumed her dead moments after killing Toshiro out of anger. He turned to gather up Alt's still warm body in his arms off the couch, disconnecting her. Behind the wall of monitors, a disembodied Alt screamed to him, but Johhny didn't hear her. In 2014, Johhny continued his rebellious campaign, this time in Japantown during his famous free benefit concert to bring attention to brutal methods the NCPD used to quell the homeless riots of the same year. In the 2020s, in 2023, Johhny, alongside Rogue, Morgan Blackhand, Shaitan, Thompson, and Spider Murphy led a Militech assault team on the Arasaka American HQ in Night City, with the intention of ending the Fourth Corporate War by destroying the tower with a mini-nuke. Johhny had another reason for going back to the Arasaka offices. He wanted to find Cunningham, but there were more than a few obstacles in the way. The biggest obstacle was a Borg, Atom Smasher, a once man who was now more machine than flesh. Johhny was presumed dead, gunned down by Atom Smasher. His body was never found because of the mini-nuke dropped into Arasaka Tower. The aftermath, there was nothing left to find. Johhny was not actually killed at Arasaka Tower, but was recovered and interrogated by Arasaka security and later by Saburo Arasaka himself, with a techie. He would be subjected to the Soul Killer program, his consciousness scanned, and stored on an engram. Legacy. Ever since he disappeared, people have mourned Johhny Silverhand. There's graffiti all throughout Night City that simply says, "Where's Johhny?" Even decades later, people hold out hope that Johhny Silverhand is somewhere out there, ready to raise some hell and lead the revolution. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of lore on one of the cyberpunk characters. If you guys would like to see more in the future, please leave a comment down below and what you would like to see, and I will make a video on it. Thank you for watching.